Hi, my name is Kathy Morgan, and I am with IonArt Morgan, or I am Morgan, as a short form. Today I'm going to show you how to use a CRAW Key, and this is basically how to start and how to build a CRAW rope on this key. It's a little bit easier than when you just hold it in your hand, and it's difficult to see the beads and where they go and where you need to go next. So what I'm going to do is to show you an easier way of, number one, how to get it started, and number two, how to keep it straight. So I'm going to remove this, and I am going to start out with 3 raw boxes. And as you can see, it's a little difficult here, but as you can see, there are 3 raw boxes. And you've got your first box here, and you've got your second box here, and you've got your third box right there. So if you don't know how to do this, then you need to basically go back to your basics of a raw stitch or right angle weave and be able to put these 3 boxes together. So what I'm going to do is have 3 of those. I'm going to pick up 1, and you see where my string is coming out. I'm actually going to go into the bottom of these and go through that bottom bead at the very first box. And I'm going to pull it enough to just basically have a very small, let's say butterfly wing on that side. Then I pick up another single bead, and I go through the very top one up here where your string first started, and I'm going to go through that one, and I'm going to pull that tight enough that it gives me another butterfly wing on the other side. So I'm not going to completely close it up, and it's going to give me the 2 beads on each side so that you can see it a little bit better. And this is the tail, kind of like a butterfly. And then I'm going to take my CRAW Key, and I'm going to go under this wing, over the 3 boxes, and under the other wing, so that it is kind of like that. Okay, then I'm going to take my working thread, I'm going to pull it back towards me, and I'm going to let everything tie itself tight around that key. And that's going to give me my first box, but now I need to, or my first cube, but I need to, I'm coming up the side right there, I need to go into, as you can see when you turn it that way, it gives you the 4 beads. And let me get that a little clearer for you if I can. Alright, it gives you the 4 beads. So I need to secure those 4 beads. So I go through 2 beads. And then I go through the other 2 beads. Make sure you're going around the key. And then I'm going to come back through the first 2 beads. When you pull that tight, you'll feel it almost like just fall into place and tighten up in there. Okay, so that gives you the 4 at the very top, right there. Now I'm using this with my hand to kind of hold that right up in there. Now once I've secured that, I want to go down a side bead again to get to the other side, which I'm going to turn basically from here working on it to here working on it to up. And I'm going to come up and I'm going to secure that side now by turning that the other way. And if I hold my fingers around it like that, I'm going to come up with those 4 beads exactly. And I'm going to sew into the first 2. And I'm going to sew into the second 2. Make sure I got that on the right side of that key. I know I've got my tail caught in there, so. And then I'm going to sew in through the second 2. And then I'm going to sew through the first 2 again, just to make sure that's secured, because now this becomes the base of your next cube. So that gives you your very first cube. it all tight and secure and everything. So now I'm going to, let me see where my working thread is. It's up in here. So I'm going to take that, and I'm going to build that next box off of this base right here. And I'm going to pick up 3. And I'm going to come back in from the opposite way to make a circle. And then I'm going to go through a base. Get that tail out of the way. I'm going to pick up 2 more right here, and I'm going to go through the 1 bead on the first wall and then the base again, and that's going to give me my second wall of the next box. You can see there and there. And now I'm going to go through the base for the third wall, and then I'm going to pick up 2, and I'm going to go through the bead for that second wall and the base again, and that is going to give me my third wall. And now I just kind of turn that, and you can see where I've got the 3 beads coming in. I'm going to go through the base, and I'm going to go through, because I only need to put 1 bead in here, that being my 4th wall. I'm going to go up through this, because right here is where I need to put that bead, the last bead in. And that's going to get my thread right where I need it so that I can put it right in here. Okay? And then I'm going to go down through this side and the base. And then I will go, it's hard to make the turn for that one side up, so we're going to do it in steps. And I'm going to turn it, and that's what's nice about keeping it on the key, is that you do have control over it, and you can make it go where you want it to go. I'll move that tail out of there when I get it up there. Then you can just go to the top. You're coming up the side right here, and you've got all 4 of those beads on. That's your last wall. Now I'm going to move up to the very top and secure those by going through these 2, and these 2, the next 2, and then the first 2 again. And that actually gives you 2 right there. So that gives you a nice stack, and you can just continue to stack it right up on this end. When it gets long enough for you to control, you can slide it right off of your key, and you can continue to hold it with your hands like that and work your way up, making a nice rope. And that's it. That's all there is to with working it around a key. So good luck with that. You can let me know if you can. Let me know how it works for you. And you can get a hold of me. I do have a group page on Facebook, and you can look for it under I Am Studio or IonArt Morgan Studio. So thank you again. This is Kathy Morgan. Thank you for listening.